Do girls have it different than guys? Can you bulk without putting too much body fat on and getting to the point to where you feel uncomfortable in your clothes? Our client Jess put on 10 pounds while staying lean, so the question is, why can't you? In the next 15 minutes, I'm gonna teach you our exact process step by step to putting on your next 5 to 10 pounds of muscle so you can finally achieve the shape, muscle definition, and physique that you desire. Because up until this point, if all that you've tried to do lately is take calories away or just chill around maintenance calories, you've probably learned by now that that isn't what's going to build the muscle to eat well above 2,000 calories a day without gaining body fat. Look lean all year round without having to diet, and look like all of the work that you're putting into the gym actually reflects in the mirror. The very first step to putting on your next 5 to 10 pounds of lean muscle is assessing your starting point. The goal here is to be able to put on muscle and see it. This isn't just a game of putting on more body weight and just hoping and praying that you ultimately see the muscle later on when you diet. Neither is just getting started only a matter of assessing your physique. This is also a matter of being able to assess our mindsets and how we feel around the idea of eating more calories and putting on body weight. For Jess, there was this underlying need to stay lean and stick to the same diet that she was already used to eating because she wanted zero business with putting on too much body fat. So in order to accurately assess our starting point, the first question to ask yourself is, are you in a good place right now to start adding in calories? If you find your calorie intake well under these numbers for your body weight and activity level, there is a pretty high likelihood that on that alone, you're leaving muscle mass on the table. Mindset wise, ask yourself if you're in a position right now to where you can sit pretty well with the idea or the thought of adding on another 5 to 10 pounds of body weight. You feel good about that? Do you feel excited about that? Or does the thought or idea of that scare you right now or intimidate you a little? Do you maybe associate eating more calories directly with body fat gain? Or do you even feel stuck in the middle on whether or not you need to lose more body fat or put on more muscle in order to look leaner? These are questions that we consider and ask our clients all the time when they start with us, because if someone feels a little bit uneasy about eating more calories, we're not gonna put them into a 500 calorie surplus right off the bat. We have to take inventory of where they're at mentally and emotionally with things before we implement a protocol. Next from here, we need to actually take inventory of your fitness journey as a whole. Looking back on it, how many months total have you actually spent physically dieting or taking calories away from yourself? Has it been 3 months total of dieting in a deficit? Has it been 6 months? Has it been 9 months? How many diets in total have you actually attempted in the past? Has it been 1, 2, 3, or more? And as a result of all of those diets, do you look the way you want to right now? Are you lean to the point that you want to look and feel at the moment? And in comparison to the time that you have spent in those diets, on the other side, how much time have you spent intentionally eating more calories with the goal in mind of building more muscle and building your metabolism? If you cannot tell me that you've spent any real time intentionally eating more calories with the goal of building more muscle and building your metabolism, or for that matter, you've spent significantly more time dieting than you have eating more calories, you're in desperate need of putting on some muscle mass and building your metabolism to change the outcome of the work that you're putting in right now. Your dream physique is going to be built, and that is the frame at which you need to start viewing your fitness journey through right now. From here, the second key step is actually creating the starting point. If you decide to just jump into this gaining phase full force and just start eating a bunch of calories more right from the jump, you might just end up putting on more body fat than is necessary. Gaining muscle is a much bigger game than just seeing the scale weight go up. We've actually seen clients bring their calories up 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 plus and see their body weight on the scale actually go down as a result of putting on more muscle because they've become more efficient at burning calories in their resting state. And what this can do is start the process of what you call a body recomposition, process of losing body fat and gaining muscle as a result of, again, just increasing the resting metabolic rate. Dahlia, this transformation is an example of this. Cindy, this transformation is an example of this. While Jess, on the other hand, when we started bringing her calories up, she actually did see her body weight start to go up, but she didn't have as much dieting history as Cindy and Dahlia, who spent much more months actually trying to take calories away from themselves, unlike Jess, who was just chilling at maintenance. If you want to see a more in-depth breakdown on how you can actually create a body recomposition, watch this video right here. First and foremost, we had to just meet Jess exactly where she was. Again, her mindset was, I just need to stay here. I just need to stay lean. I just need to stick to the same diet right now. And she had this idea and this thought and this belief that, hey, if I start eating more calories, it's just gonna lead to more body fat gain, and I'm not gonna enjoy that. I'm not gonna like that. But she became aware that that very belief was the thing that was holding her back. So yes, she was willing to get outside of her comfort zone, but we weren't going to push her too far out of her comfort zone to where she would struggle to adhere. So she was already eating about 1,500 to 1,800 calories a day. We just met her right at that 800 calorie point. So yeah, a little bit too uncomfortable, but not past the point where it would be unreasonable. The goal here is to get in a good swing of hitting a calorie goal and target on a consistent basis. 2, consistently fuel our training, which is actually going to be the main driver of transforming your physique. On the topic of calories and macros, if you're looking for your current set of macros right now and looking to create a better system for more consistent eating, download our free meal and macro plan by hitting the first link in the description. Here we have Jess's calendar in terms of where we started in the program. As you can see, her training's assigned, we're taking progress photos, we're tracking body weight, a calorie goal is assigned, just starting off at that 1,800 calorie point. By starting at your average current calorie intake on a week by week basis, you give yourself the opportunity in the room to start on a baseline of adherence. Like I said, again, if you set the bar too high and you make it too difficult to adhere from the jump, that actually doesn't really do much for boosting your confidence and giving you the certainty that like, okay, like if I can hit 1,800 right now, I can do this, we can keep going. As you can see, just by getting adherent here consistently with the 1,800 calorie mark, we were able to start bringing her calories up in October up to 2,100, up to 2,200. Come into November, now we're moving into 2,300, 2,400, going into December at 2,500. But the question is, how were we able to do this if she was afraid to eat more coming into the program? This is the most important aspect of this video and of this process to putting on your next 5 to 10 pounds of lean muscle. How do we do it? How do we get Jess to adhere to this? Again, coming into it, feeling a little bit nervous to go all in on building muscle. We made training the focal point. I'll say that again. We made training the focal point of the program. You can eat all the calories that you want. You can eat the healthiest diet in the world. Although none of that food is going to physically build the muscle that you want. It's like you can fill up a car with gas all you want, but the car's not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna move unless the engine is running. My friend, training is your body's engine. We got Jess to start putting these extra calories consumed to very, very good use. And by use, I mean taking her split squats from this to this, which in turn resulted in this transformation. It's really simple. If you want to develop muscle, then choose exercises that target said muscle and make those exercises harder week over week by getting stronger, by adding reps, by training with more intensity, by improving your technique. Make that the game. Instead of having Jess hyperfixate on food all the time, we got her super dialed in and tapped into and fixated on her training. We got her sending videos back and forth to us of her doing her exercises. We encouraged her to add more weight when she was stopping her sets too far from failure, when we felt like she could push a little bit more depth and a little bit more stretch out of her exercises. And what this really did and what this built in her mindset was it got her so excited to go train, to go film, to send videos our way for feedback, because she would receive positive reinforcement. She would learn something new. She would take our feedback, go and apply that feedback, feel the difference, experience the difference, and be stoked about the progress that she was making and be stoked about what she was learning. And she started to really fall in love with the aspect of training more than she ever has. It's really fun to make progress at a very high level. Consistency and discipline come pretty easy when you're making so much progress. Because more than anything, your motivation comes from the progress. Your motivation doesn't just magically appear. You don't sit in a mirror and scream affirmations to yourself to receive motivation. You physically see results and you physically make progress. And that's gonna be the thing that keeps you motivated. And for Jess, that was the case. So with her being so dialed in with her training, what this did was it shifted her mindset into being more than just an average gym goer, but an athlete. Because this was the most detail-oriented and detail-driven she had ever been with her training. What this did is it shifted her focus from food being the enemy to food being her fuel for the progress that she was making at a very high level in the gym. The progress in the gym was here, of course. We needed to add food in to supplement that progress, to be able to keep up with it. A lot of people's bottleneck is they think, nutrition is the really hard part, but training is the really easy part. Well, what if you made training a hell of a lot harder where you had no other option but to consume enough calories to keep up with the progress that you're making in your training? It'd be really hard to really train like an athlete and underfuel yourself. I'd give you about 1 to 2 weeks before you fall flat on your face. What training did was hold her more accountable to eating the calories she needed to in order to build and develop her physique and continue to feel strong in the gym. With Jess this excited about the strides that she was making in training and the little nuances that she was learning and picking up along the way in order to maximize her results. She was excited and honestly thrilled to continue eating more food because she no longer associated the food with fat gain. See, she started to associate the food with training gains and muscle gains and taking her Bulgarian split squats from 15 pounds in each hand to 45s in each hand. The biggest shift, I'm gonna tell you this right now, the biggest shift for you to finally create the physique that you've always longed for is to begin approaching your training like a higher level athlete, like the person that you've never been in the gym quite yet. And no, you do not need to be a competitive bodybuilder to train this way. You do not even need to look a certain way right now in order to be worthy to train this way. You must begin making the choice on a regular and consistent basis to train like the athlete you want to see 1 to 2 years down the line. You must make the choice on a regular basis to begin training like the transformed version of yourself, because the transformed version of yourself makes different decisions than you, thinks differently than you right now, takes different actions than you right now, and trains differently than you right now. So yes, you have to make it the goal and intention to train like an athlete every single time that you enter the gym. So if you don't look at yourself like an athlete right now and you just look at yourself like the average gym goer, you're only going to make the results that the average gym goer would make. Nothing changes if nothing changes, homie. Conquering fear of weight gain and muscle gain is a result of thinking differently about your transformation. This is some really real shit that I'm diving into right now, but you will never get any further than your current set of thoughts and beliefs allow you. You believe that food makes you fat, well, stay stuck. If you begin to believe and think that training like a higher level athlete is what will make you gain muscle, you will by nature start to take different actions. If you believe that you cannot train like a higher level athlete because your genetics, because your starting point, then you're just going to have to settle for the same results you've always made. Listen to what Jess had to say about creating this transformation.
Hello, my name is Jessica and I'm 24. I've been part of Beyond Build for a minute now. It's almost gonna be 2 years in September, and honestly, I don't even know where to start. But first off, it's life-changing being part of Beyond Build. Some of the struggles that I had when I first started working with Chad almost 2 years ago was my relationship with food. I struggled with binge eating. I was under eating about like 1,500 to 1,600 calories a day, and my goal was to build muscle. I was also overtraining. Just wasn't confident in myself in the gym, in my form, so I wasn't really pushing myself to build that muscle that I wanted to build, and I was struggling for a minute now, for years actually. I had a bunch of coaches before that, and they all had me like on 1,200 calories diet, and when I started with Chad, it was 1,800 calories, and I was honestly a little scared, but he was there to guide me through that journey of eating more, building a healthier relationship with food. But like I said, being part of Beyond Built has been life-changing, and being part of Beyond Built and having Chad as my coach, someone that truly believed in me, truly believed in my potential and what I was capable in the gym and outside the gym, is what impacted me to become an online fitness coach as well. Like I knew that I wanted to have an impact on others, just like he had an impact on my life. So if you've been hesitant about, joining Beyond Built, do it, because it's definitely life-changing. And now I'm like in the best place I've ever been. Like with food, my relationship with food is so much better. Like I understand that food is fuel. Also, when it comes to training, like I am so confident when I walk into that gym. I get compliments on my training all the time, actually, and I feel like a badass when I'm in the gym. And yeah, being a part of Beyond Built has definitely been life-changing for me. It's definitely more than physical. It's a family. It's a community.
The coolest part about this actually inspired her to start a business to help women create this exact same change and transformation. Your life can do a complete fucking 180 as a result of no longer letting your limiting beliefs control you. For Jess, all she needed to do was commit to the path of gaining muscle, regardless of what her fears told her to do and stay away from. Transformation is about developing the mindsets, the attitudes, the beliefs, and the actions and the habits of the person that's in the shoes that you want to be in. Because Jess gained the muscle that she did, she never ever has to worry about controlling the amount of calories that she's eating again. She never has to stress about ordering out on the menu again. If she wants to tighten things up for whatever reason and go into a fat loss diet, she can do so efficiently, still eating a relatively high amount of calories and not having to really restrict herself, because her metabolism is in a place to where she can see results rapidly without again crashing her metabolism or getting to the point to where she feels overly fatigued from a really low amount of calories. And because she's gained this amount of muscle, she doesn't have to be super lean to see the shape, to see the muscle definition that she wants to see in her physique all year round. If this is exactly what you are looking to achieve right now, or you're looking for more accountability and guidance, go ahead and go right to my Instagram, shoot me a DM, ask me whatever questions that you have, and I'll see exactly what I can do to help. Friend, if this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up. Comment what your number one takeaway was down below in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.